Thank you for being here today to participate in an introduction and orientation to the VRC role. We're excited to bring this new opportunity to you all and answer your questions. This material will take about 20 minutes to cover, and you may be left with some questions. If that's the case, please use the contact information from the final slide to reach out. Welcome. First and foremost, we'd like to thank you for joining us for this introduction and orientation. As your volunteer recruitment specialists, we are thankful you're interested in serving as a volunteer recruitment champion, other known as a VRC, with the American Red Cross of Northern New England. Now, we'd like to take some time to introduce you to this new and exciting role and set you up for success in making the biggest possible impact as a VRC. So first, what do you do as a VRC? The VRC role was designed to assist our region in building recruitment capacity by engaging current volunteers in activities that will help share the Red Cross mission and volunteer engagement opportunities in your communities. We know that many Red Crossers are out in the community or behind the scenes, serving in their roles, but also promoting our organization, mission, and volunteer needs along the way. With this new role, we're pulling in those volunteers who are already doing great work to help recruit new volunteers, but now capturing those efforts and celebrating those volunteers who are assisting with recruitment, and thus being true volunteer recruitment champions. So at this point, you're likely wondering, how does it work? The VRC role is completely self-paced. We've outlined expectations that will help guide you along the way, such as completing a variety of recruitment activities based on our region's volunteer needs and the needs in your local community. Then, having you track these activities so that we can keep an eye on the impact our VRCs are having in their communities. And then finally, ensuring you're able to take advantage of various incentives throughout the year. First, with an exclusive recruiter pin that each of you will be eligible for. Also, by holding annual meetings and gatherings, offering trainings and networking opportunities. And then regularly celebrating our VRC's achievements with small gifts to say thank you for your efforts. To guide your participation as a VRC, we've identified various activities that you can complete for credit. We note that this is not an all-inclusive list at this time, as we hope to add and incorporate your creativity as we move forward. We've broken these activities out into 3 primary categories: visibility activities, community outreach, and resource gathering, with a final step of logging each activity to receive credit. If you're participating in the hopes of getting your hands on the exclusive recruiter pin, you'll need to complete 20 different activities, with at least 2 from each category. And the reason for this is to ensure that we are completing a diverse set of activities as VRCs. Additionally, with your feedback, as mentioned, we'd love to add options to this list in the future. So if you have other ideas for activities, please pass it by us and we can let you know if it will count towards your PIN and other incentives at this time. And then see if we can add it to the list for future VRC inspiration. Lastly, you'll have access to this list in a resource guide that has either already been shared with you or will be shared with you shortly, but can also be found in a group share, which we will show you how to access in just a moment. But first, we mentioned ensuring that you track these activities. But how? Well, it's quite straightforward. We've created a form where you can submit the details of your activity each time you complete one of those activities from the list. We're using this submission to do several things. We're keeping track of your impact in the community. We're ensuring we know where relationships are being built and where volunteer opportunities are visible. We're tracking and logging your hours for you. And it's essential in knowing where we, your recruitment specialists, can step in to assist or help foster a relationship or provide additional information. So we'll take a moment to look at that form now. So when you get to the form for the first time, I really recommend that you bookmark it so that you can find it easily the next time you need to track an activity. This is the Volunteer Recruitment Champion Activity Tracker. If you have questions about the tracker or if you're having issues submitting the form, please reach out to the volunteernne@redcross.org email. This form collects basic information about each activity that you complete so that we can appropriately log it within our recruitment activity tracker, but then also give you credit for the activity and also understand what impact our VRCs are having in the community The final question will be, how long did it take to complete this activity? Please give us the best estimate, and please include your commuter time if you did need to drive to complete your activity or walk. That way we can quantify your impact through hours as well as the activity details. And now, as mentioned, we've also created a resource page for our VRCs to reference. This resource page not only covers much of what we've talked about today, but also informs you about our VRC group share. A group share is a virtual location on Volunteer Connection where information can be shared with our VRCs. This includes marketing flyers for promoting our volunteer needs that you're authorized to use, guidance to assist you with appropriately using social media to promote Red Cross events and volunteer needs, and then also a location to find this presentation and the VRC resource guide. So let's take a moment to look at that group share now. Here I'm going to show you how to access the group share from the Volunteer Connection homepage. So when you log into Volunteer Connection, you'll see on the homepage that you have a My Groups tab. Under the My Groups tab, you'll see that you have a Volunteer Services Recruitment Team tab. If you follow that link, you will be taken to our Volunteer Services Recruitment Team group share. Within this group share, there's a lot of different information. For VRCs, you're going to want to first go to our files. Our files are where we're going to be housing the Volunteer Recruitment Champion resources. So you'll see here that there's a tab for the Volunteer Recruitment Champion resources, and you can expand it by clicking on it, and then you can see what's in there. So there's the approved recruitment flyers we mentioned, the resource guide, as well as a link to the tracker, as well as social media guidance. So please use this group share to your advantage and find that information that you need. If there are materials that you think would be useful to have there, we will be sure to post them there as well. So your feedback would be much appreciated. As Red Crossers, it's essential that while we're serving, we keep in mind the 5 C's, which are key values which guide our actions and efforts each and every day. These are compassion, collaboration, creativity, credibility, and commitment. We are dedicated to improving the lives of those we serve and to treating each other with care and respect. We work together as one Red Cross family in partnership with other organizations and always embrace diversity and inclusiveness. We seek new ideas, are open to change, and always look for better ways to serve those in need. We act with integrity, are transparent guardians of the public trust, and honor our promises. And we hold ourselves accountable for defining and meeting clear objectives, delivering on our mission, and carefully stewarding our donor funds. This is also an opportune time to share our diversity vision statement, as the American Red Cross has vowed to consistently deliver its products, goods, and services in a culturally competent manner. The American Red Cross exists to help everyone, everywhere across the United States. We seek to understand and embrace the communities we serve. We aspire to be an organization fully committed to diversity and inclusion by creating and maintaining a diverse, high-performing workforce, cultivating a collaborative, inclusive, and respectful work environment that empowers all contributors, and leveraging diverse partnerships helps to ensure culturally competent service delivery, supported by effective community leadership and engagement. So what's next? To get started, we first recommend that you familiarize yourself with the mission and our volunteer opportunities. To do this, I recommend checking out our Northern New England orientation on Volunteer Connection under the My Chapter tab. Here you'll find a robust look into the organization and our region. I highly recommend reading through our regional departments overview towards the end of the orientation. Additionally, we invite you to attend the next virtual volunteer fair event. These events take place during the first Tuesday and Wednesday of the month with a daytime and evening offering. There are 45-minute presentations designed to inform prospective and current volunteers about our volunteer needs. Visit your VRC resources on VC. Monitor your email to keep up with current volunteer needs. And then when you feel comfortable, start your first activities. Perhaps beginning by hanging some flyers in your community, posting to your social media, or identifying a virtual community board where you can post information. And then, of course, track it with the VRC activity tracker. Lastly, staying in the loop will be essential. You'll want to keep an eye on your email account, as email will be our main form of communication, and you can expect emails from either of your recruiters or the volunteer services email with VRC and recruitment related information. We also encourage you to contact us if you have any questions about the VRC program, expectations, or incentives. We look forward to having you as a volunteer recruitment champion. We want to thank you again for joining us for this introduction and orientation to the VRC role. We're excited to get you engaged in this new and exciting opportunity for all Red Crossers.